There is absolutely nothing to do in Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
Skip this stop. Side trip.
why did we come here? I mean, it's like 3 whole days. We did nothing.
Yeah, out of the 40 days we spent docked here.
Oh my gosh. So much to catch you up on.
I'm staying on the path that I've chosen, straight up. Come my way and I'll see you at the top. 'Cause something's gonna happen in this story, and I can feel it coming, like the rising of the sun.
So DC has been a bucket list cruise adventure for us since we started the Great Loop. And it's not officially part of the Great Loop. It is about a 100-mile diversion off the Chesapeake Bay.
So a lot of loopers, particularly if they're trying to make a yearly annual schedule, this is just too much time to spend away from making miles on the loop that not a lot of loopers on their first loop take the time to come up to DC, and they're missing so much. This is an amazing cruising destination.
Yes, but it is a diversion, and we understand why. If you're doing the one-year loop, it's just not possible. This is a slooper or post-loop adventure. But yes, because it is the Potomac River. We did the video about our trip up. We're about to start our way back down the Potomac. Lots to explore along the Potomac itself. So you can easily take a week each direction. Plus, you really can't do DC in just a couple days. You can try, but you can't. You will drive yourself crazy because there is so much to do here.
We came for a month. We extended for an additional 10 days, and we could easily stay another month or 2 or 3 and still be finding things to do, because it is one of these great world cities that has just a lot of everything going on. So we're going to try and give you just the highlights of our 40 days in DC, and there were so many of them.
So first, where we're staying, we are at Capital Yacht Club. And Yacht Club...
It's our first yacht club.
It is our first experience with a yacht club. We did not think, we thought, it's going to be hoity-toity, and there you have to be a member to be here. But first of all, they are transient friendly. So they have rates for transients to stay here in slips that are currently not occupied by their members. So cool. You don't have to be a yacht club member at any other yacht club. It's not a reciprocal thing. You can come to Capital Yacht Club without being a member. So.
And we had gotten the tip from several people saying this is the best place to stay in DC, and since we knew this was a big splurge for us, we decided we're going to splurge on staying in the best location. So we're going to talk about that.
Right. So this is right on the wharf, and there is also the Wharf Marina right next door. It is also awesome, similar rates. So if you can't get into CYC, you can go there as well. And there are mooring balls along here and anchorages. It's too hot for that.
It's too hot for an anchorage right now.
We wanted a dock with power, so we knew we were going to splurge for that. We also wanted the easy access. So first of all, we have the wharf here, which is this multi-use district. Lots of entertainment options, lots of restaurants, lots of bars.
And it's beautifully done. It's basically, I guess, a decade or so ago, this was a very rundown kind of post-industrial, dilapidated part of DC, and it's been completely renovated. And the wharf is the spot, and particularly on the weekends, it is the spot people come to stroll. So there's literally a nonstop parade of people right there, right at our door,
or right behind us,
on this pier.
And they all stop to take pictures of themselves with boats. For some reason, it's a thing now.
We're probably in the background of 100,000 photos.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not because of us, just because we're a boat. So that was kind of cool. You just have to get used to it. It is a bustling area, a lot of activity. So if you like that, you will love it here. It took them getting used to for us, but we went into it. There's also nonstop free stuff going on here, outdoor movies, concerts. There was a festival, a Romanian festival in this pier right behind us
so we had
for a whole weekend.
3 full days of Romanian folk music and other stuff, and it's actually surprisingly cool.
Yeah. So you have that right here, and there's great dining options all along the wharf. You could never leave this area and be just happy.
But just half a mile away, you have the mall. Not the shopping mall, the mall. And everything else of DC is not far. So this is the spot to be if you want to be in DC on a boat, is at the wharf, either Capital Yacht Club or the wharf. Capital Yacht Club's probably a little nicer if you can get in here.
Right. Now, it is a splurge. So daily rates here, $3.85 per foot. That adds up really quickly. Weekly rates is $3 per foot per day. So you get that rate for anything from an 8 days to, I think, 30-day stay. And then you have to call to get a quote or write them and put in a reservation request to get their long-term rate, which is posted inside as $2.20 per foot
For stays
per
over 30
day.
days.
And that does work out to be $66 per foot for a monthly stay. Definitely 3 times the amount of our highest amount we've ever paid for a monthly rate. But this is also more than 3 times the amount of stuff to do, especially free stuff to do. And the access here is amazing. Totally worth it. We consider it a splurge coming in.
It's way cheaper than hotels in DC. And camping in DC is super expensive too, actually.
Yeah,
It's
so staying in DC is just expensive. And we looked at it this way. It's summer. We're going to want air conditioning anyway. We would be starting to transition from anchoring out to prioritizing places where we could get power, which would be marinas. And most daily rates at other marinas in smaller towns would be $2 to $3 a foot. Anyway, so
it really is not, in the grand scheme of things, that big of a splurge. It's just that one initial check is, we've never paid that much for a month in a spot. But then you look right up over here.
yes, so one of our metrics when we're looking at what it costs to stay at a marina for a month is what is the people who own the condos up there paying for us to be their view? And we looked up on Zillow. I found about a 700 square foot condo up there, which is the equivalent size of our boat for living space, with a view down here on the marina. It was for sale for $915,000. So, perspective.
They'd have a $7,000, $8,000 mortgage plus annual fees and everything else to have us as their view. So we're still getting by really cheap. And I mean, we are in the heart of DC. That is the Washington Monument right over my head.
I thought it was a big pencil statue.
Yes, it is a statue of a big pencil to Washington. It is, I mean, that's there. The Jefferson Memorial is right there. You can see it from a slightly different view. I mean, we're in the heart of it all. You can walk to everything. So there are slightly cheaper marinas that would have been an extra mile away in like less bustling areas.
Like that near the Navy Yard. You can stay over in Alexandria. You can do National Harbor. So there are other options in the area. And we could have sweated it out at Anchor.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, the anchorage is right here. So if we're here in a shoulder season to come back to DC ever, when air conditioning is not so dependent, the anchorage is just at the end of the wharf. It's kind of small, but we've actually only seen boats in it like 1 or 2 days.
We're definitely
off season. But yeah, it'd be a great anchorage to stay. And then the marinas here, I think, have day passes for like $20 a day to get ashore on your dinghy. But it is so nice to just literally step outside and be
right there
in the middle of everything.
Yes. So what is there to do in DC?
Not much.
Not much. The Smithsonian Museum Institute is the world's largest complex of museums. They have 20 different museums here in DC. Thankfully, 3 of them are currently under renovation and closed. So
we made it a mission to go to every Smithsonian.
we didn't start off that way. But when we realized we were just a few away, we did.
And there are, and these aren't just like museums. These are the museum, and pretty much everything that they do, they are the pinnacle world museum for their topic or one of the top museums. And oh my God, the Smithsonians are amazing.
Yes, we did space them out. So we would do a museum day, then take a day to do something else.
So our brains didn't explode.
Yes, because your brains literally will melt, not just from the heat. We would typically only be able to tolerate about 3 or 4 hours at a museum before we'd both look at each other and says, our eyes can't read anymore. I can't take any more.
I can't just be in awe any longer or being like, oh,
that is the
thing. That is that is the hat Lincoln was wearing while he was shot. That is a pillow with Lincoln's. Oh, yeah, and that is this, and that is that. That is the Star-Spangled Banner. Holy crap! I mean, your mind gets blown over and over and over again, and then that's the Apollo 11 lander return module and Neil's spacesuit, and wow. Okay, yeah, there's a lot. So
a lot to do here. So. Great list of museums to do here. Check the Smithsonian for what is currently open. Of course, the ones that we enjoyed the most, the Air and Space. We're space geeks. We did the Air and Space here in DC twice. First, we did the half of the museum, which was open, and then they have been in a reimagination because their 50th birthday is coming up. So they are currently working on renovating a lot of the galleries, and we actually extended our stay because yesterday, July 28th,
reopening, the grand opening of the
5 of the exhibits.
yeah, and the entrance hall and the new front entrance and everything. So people for the last 3 years have entered the Air and Space Museum through the back door. So we extended to stay to be there for the first day of the front door being open for 3 years. So that was really cool.
I mean, there's more than just the front door. I mean, you walk in,
Well,
you see,
you
like
walk
the
in-
first supersonic jet. You got the Apollo.
You got the
lunar
only
lander.
surviving lunar lander that was not launched.
Not just a door.
Yeah, no, you walk in and your mind is blown by what's inside. It's it's really cool.
Yeah, so that was amazing. So yeah, we did. That was nice to split that museum up in 2 different days.
And-
Great, definitely worthwhile doing. And there's going to be another reopening of a major section
Next year
for the 50th birthday. And then we did get out to the Ugbar Hazy. That is about a 45-minute metro train ride out, and then a bus transfer.
That is the other Air and Space Museum out next to Dulles. So it's where they can put the big things that they can't cart down to downtown DC, like
The space shuttle.
the Space Shuttle Discovery and a SR-71 Blackbird, the final one that flew, and a Concorde, and Enola Gay, the bomber that dropped the bomb right there. I mean, it is so much history and so well presented, and it's all the things, the real things.
So we took a day and did that as well, which was amazing. And then here in DC, the other one that really captivated us was the African American History and Culture Museum. First of all, the building is just amazing. But you get inside, it is. I picked it because it on the square footage.
I'll pick a
map.
small one so that we can
Yeah.
have not less overwhelming day. And it turns out it's 3 floors of gigantic sub-basements of amazing. And they take you through history. It's like you go down this elevator and you step off into a crowded slave ship. And then it's just the culture building and branching from there. And it is moving, it is inspiring, and it is a really, really well done museum.
Yes.
Yeah, so definitely
It tells a story. I love a museum that weaves together the story.
puts it in context.
Yeah, and well done. Definitely worth doing that one. So many other amazing museums in the Smithsonian genre. We did them all. Some of them we just did a quick pass through. By quick pass through, I mean we only
4 hours,
spent
yeah.
an hour or two there.
Or 3 or 4.
Yes, but most of the other ones we did some very in depth.
Yeah, the other 2 really big ones, not missed ones, the U.S. History Museum. It is the History Museum, and it has all the stuff from the United States history there, including the Star Spangled Banner, which is huge. And that one we went to twice, and we realized we still only barely saw half of it.
Yeah, we thought we were so victorious when we finished the top floor that we finished it like, oh, we skipped a whole floor. Oh.
There's so much amazing stuff there. And then the Natural History Museum, which is like the just most amazing collection of everything telling the history of the world, including evolution, and they got kind of this like experience where you just like walk through history of life on Earth as it just gets more and more diverse and complicated, and then into this incredible hall of fossils, and it blows your mind.
And then you go to the history of the evolution of cell phones.
Yes, that's the evolution of cell phones. There's a whole section up there and how that is affecting culture. So there's so much, and again, that's one we went to twice, 2 big full visits, and I think we only saw half or scratched the surface.
I think we got 53% on that one.
Yes. Oh my God, it's an amazing museum.
Yes.
And so many other Smithsonians that we hit. Everything from.
But
postal-
wait, there's more. If the Smithsonians aren't your thing, and they
Yeah.
should be, there's a whole bunch of other museums that are run by the national. They're branded
Just-
national, and there's private ones as well.
Yes.
And if you want to pay for museums, there's some that are paid.
Yeah, all the
this was
Smithsonians
for
are free. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
which is incredible because they're. I mean, that's the history of our culture.
Yeah. So the National Archives is where the original Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and Bill of Rights are at.
It is very. It's a spiritual experience to see
Mm-hmm.
that, and it's presented very well.
And we did that 4th of July weekend. So very
Yes.
appropriate. You got the National Gallery of Art.
Which is not a Smithsonian, but it was
And
chartered
it's-
by Congress.
And it's not just one museum, it's actually 3 separate museums. They got modern art, they have the masters, and then they have a sculpture garden. Modern art,
And they're huge.
they're all,
huge museums.
each is huge. Each can take, well, the sculpture garden is, you can just kind of walk through that at various points between other museums, which we did. We think we finally got all of that one. The modern art, you get Picasso, you get a whole bunch of other amazing modern art. And the masters,
The old masters, it's European art and early American art, and there's like you're seeing paintings and stuff that you've seen everywhere in pictures and in books and on all sorts of places, but you're like, oh, that's the original. Wow, you saw the only Leonardo da Vinci painting in North America, or in the United States anyway. We saw
a whole bunch of Monet,
Rembrandts and Picassos, and so much more. It is.
It's like, oh, it's overwhelming. You just get to this point where all of these masters, and you're seeing the originals just become normal.
Yeah, and you're like, this is incredible, and you just get a feel for the art and just get blown away by it all. It's
Definitely
great.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. And we did that one multiple days.
Yes.
Multiple days on that one. The U.S. Botanic Garden is right by the Capitol building, and that is an amazing collection of flora and fauna from around different ecosystems, and it's just amazing to go in there and just see this collection.
Yeah. The going into the Capitol and taking the Capitol tour is actually very worthwhile.
We just stumbled in it because we first did the Library of Congress, thanks to one of our followers, thank you again, who gave us a private tour of it. And
so we got to go into the Jefferson reading room. Oh my God, it was so cool. Like not just looking through the little tourist window, but like walking through the stacks.
And he went through the tunnels underneath are all public, but he knew his way around, so he was able to show us around. And then he left us off at the Capitol Visitor Center and like, go do that. And we were able to walk right into a tour and do that as well.
Yes.
And you can apparently, you can write your congressman and stuff and get invitations to
do even more, like to go see a session of Congress and stuff like that. So we didn't go further. Everything we did in DC, we felt like we just scratched the surface. We could have gone more.
Oh yeah, we could have gone a lot more. The Bureau of Printing and Engraving. Now, when he
I was like, what museum are we going to do today? I'm like, we're going to do the Bureau of Printing and Engraving.
Which
She's
is
like,
literally right here. And okay, so you're walking around town, and there are
engraved plaques everywhere.
So I think, so this is where they engraved the plaques. Okay, I guess that'll be interesting.
It's like, okay, yeah, I guess that'll be a museum for today. Engraved plaques.
And it is a time. So a lot of these museums are free. Some of them you do have to get time ticket entry because they're tours or they're limited capacity.
Yeah, so this one you get a free ticket, but you have to sign up and.
It is a tour. So I go online to get it. It's like, this is where they print money.
This is where they print most of the money. There's two places where dollar cash is made here and
Fort Worth.
in Fort Worth, Texas. So, and this is where most of it is made in like the big important bills, like the 20s that we have.
The 20s, the hundreds. Right, or the 5s and the 50s are made, and the 2s are made in Fort Worth.
Yeah, so and this has been doing it since the beginning. This is like every $1 bill you've ever spent was printed, like just a few blocks from the arena. Wow.
Yeah. It's like, and you get to walk through and see them being really printed, the different stages. And
you can't take any pictures. But
and they don't give out samples.
No
samples. They don't give out samples. Really cool tour. Definitely worthwhile doing. And I still laugh about how I didn't
know what you were getting into. Another one that is right next door to the Bureau of Printing and Engraving that is put on by a private foundation. It's also a free museum. Is the Holocaust Museum. And if you are here in DC, it is so powerful. Do it. It will. Everybody should go through that museum and say how can this ever happen again?
And how can we prevent it from happening? I mean, if you don't come out of DC and going through all these museums and realizing the capacity humans have to be awful to each other through genocide, incarceration, forced relocation, slavery, and going through all these things and seeing these exhibits on it, and just realizing how horrible is in our DNA, and
also how much rising above it and growth is a constant struggle of civilization from the very beginning. Is like we got to keep getting better, and that's also all here and documented. It's not like we're a perfect country ever. It's always a progress.
Okay, the Spy Museum is another privately held one. It is the only one that we actually it is two we actually paid for. The Spy Museum is about $40 a person. And after you're going to all these amazing
world-class museums
for free, or paying $1 for a reservation fee, some of them, I gotta say, it was
It's a nicely put together museum.
In any other city?
In any other city, it'd be fun, but it was actually probably our least favorite of all the museums we did here. It was still good. We still spent a good half day there and enjoyed it, but it was like...
There's so much free stuff to do. You don't need to go to that one.
Yeah.
Unless spy is something that is...
Well, I used to be a spy, and it's still... There's a lot of cool stuff there, but yeah.
And then Ford Theater is the other one that we paid to go for. I think that was like $3 and
$3 is a big
$3.50 to go through the Ford Theater. That's run by the National Park System, and you get to go into the theater and see where Ford was killed.
In Lincoln. Not
Ford. My brain is...
Yeah. Again, there's so much to hear. But it was, again, a very powerful thing to see this. And then the National Park Ranger kind of almost did a stand-up comedy routine, which is kind of
its own thing.
Its own thing, making jokes and then bringing it back to serious and stuff. And that was, I mean, you're like, this is history. This is like right there. And then they have all the artifacts. They have the gun that John Wilkes Booth used, the pillow with Lincoln's blood. I mean, there's all this history is brought to life and preserved.
Okay, Lincoln did not come to life.
Okay, that's true. Okay, that they did not bring him back Islamic style, but yes, it is still very, very powerful and very moving, and that kind of like jumps us into.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, so we get all the whole list. I think we got that list. Okay, yeah. So lots to do in DC so far.
Yeah,
and we're not even halfway through our list. Okay, there's also all this national stuff. There's a heck of a lot of national parks for a heck of a lot of things around here.
Well, because in DC, a national park is just a park. You know, it's
so right across the Washington Channel from there is a little dinghy dock that you can take a paddle vessel up to. So paddle boards, kayaks, canoes, and then you can go across the street to the world's longest operating mini golf course.
The United States is
not the world.
Okay, yeah, I think there's maybe some older mini
golf.
Okay,
the U.S.'s oldest continuously operating mini golf course.
Since the 1930s.
I thought it was 28.
I think it's 1931, but that's basically back there.
Yeah, and they just recently renovated it. And it is kind of run in cooperation with the National Park Service. It costs $15. You can sign up for a tea time online. You can, and
we did that twice because it was fun. It's a great way to go be social, and just you're playing mini golf with history.
And paddleboarding.
And you got to paddleboard to a mini golf course. I mean, you could walk around and go into the East Potomac Park and stuff, or bike, but it was just fun to be able to take that from our marina and paddle across the Washington Channel and play mini golf on it. Oh, yeah,
our local friends here didn't even know it existed. So I was like, well, come on, we're going.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. The old post office tower. So the original post office had a big looming tower that gives a phenomenal view.
Yeah, and building was going to be torn down in the throughout the 60s and 70s. They considered it didn't match the modern architecture of DC, even though it's this beautiful old historic building, but it was saved and leased out. It's still owned by the government, but leased out to now it's the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. But they had to, in the lease, that basically the clock tower, the tower, was set up to be preserved and run by the National Park Service. So you can go in this super ritzy hotel, go up with a park ranger elevator operator to take you to the top and get the second best view in DC.
Yep.
It's stunning. Yes. Definitely worth it doing.
Because the first best is a little difficult to get into.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in a second.
Yes. The post office you can just walk into and do. Yes. No reservations required on that one. So we did that one twice. Great place to take visitors who just wanted to get a great view. And then there's more gardeny things around to run. So you have the U.S. Botanics, and then you also have the Kenilworth Gardens, which is
a national of the aquatic gardens, and
it's over in Anacostia.
Yeah, Anacostia, up the kind of the sub-secondary river here, and easy access by bike, but it's a fairly long bike ride.
10 miles each way.
10 miles. But I discovered, I saw on a list of things in DC of like a Lotus Festival with like live jazz music in the park. And I was like, oh, well, let's go check this out. And the Lily and Lotus Festival. Didn't realize that these like lilies and lotuses only bloom for a few days each summer. And oh my God, they're so beautiful.
Yeah, I was thinking little water lilies that you see at most parks.
No, like big,
the lotuses are taller
lotuses
than you. And
huge flowers and so gorgeous.
It was absolutely amazing. And then jazz in the park afterwards. It was a beautiful evening. I complained the whole way biking up there because I was not aware. I think it was 9 miles the way up the way we went, but yeah, I was not prepared. My butt was not prepared for that ride, but it was definitely worth it. And then there's also the National Arboretum, which is a little closer on the other side of the river.
6 miles.
Yeah,
that was still a long ride. So, but that's on this. And that's more. You got to got to go through more urban biking to get there. But then that is just beautiful grounds and gardens, the National Arboretum, all these trees. You can see the original Capitol columns are out there. But the gem there is the Bonsai Museum, where there is a bonsai tree that is celebrating its 400th birthday this year.
A bonsai tree that went through being bombed by the Enola Gay at Hiroshima.
It was like just a few miles from ground zero and survived in Hiroshima after being 350 years or 300 and something years old at that point, and then they gave it to us as a gift in, I think, 1976.
Thank you for bombing our country. Here's a
and now we're friends, and please don't do it again. So it's just seeing all these amazing. Now it's the oldest, but they had a largest collection of bonsai trees I've ever seen. It's great. Again, a little side trip in DC. Not a lot of people find.
And then across this way on the bridges, not too far of a bike ride,
right behind the Lincoln Memorial across the Potomac,
is the Arlington National Cemetery.
Very moving. This is the original. They started with it in the Civil War. This is actually where the Robert E. Lee's family estate had been before the war, and he went to fight with the South, and now it turned into a cemetery. And it's where the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is, and the ceremony, the changing of the guard ceremony, is super moving.
And the Kennedy's Eternal Flame is there.
Kennedy's tomb.
We actually timed it, and so we ran over in the morning. You cannot run in the park, so we just walked around, did the stuff, and then we just caught the metro, because there's a metro station right there. Caught that back to this area.
Yeah.
So. Okay, that's stuff. Okay, and then monuments and memorials, they're all over the place. This town seems obsessed with...
Well, it's the capital. That's the whole point. This is where you should have monuments and memorials.
They're all over the place.
Yes. And some of them are really moving. The FDR one is...
that's probably my favorite of all.
Yeah, it is just beautiful, beautifully done and symbolic and moving. And the Jefferson is just...
Yeah, we did the Jefferson
multiple times.
The tidal basin's just like half a mile that way.
And that would sometimes be our evening walk.
Or morning runs, because from here at our slip around the tidal basin back is exactly a 5K.
Yes.
So it was a perfect run, because it's hot. We're not doing the longer runs right now. So it was great. So we'd frequently just do a nice stroll or
say hi to Jefferson.
Say Jefferson, MLK.
FDR.
It's great. And then there's
sometimes circle past Lincoln.
Yep. And then sometimes we'd mix it up and go do the National Mall. We'll run, walk, or bike through there. And there you, of course, got
the Washington Monument towering over everything.
Yeah, and then to get up the Washington Monument requires that either 30 days in advance or 1 day in advance, you have to go online to recreation.gov
and click
at 10 a.m. and be there precisely to grab one of the
because the tickets sell out at 10 a.m. in 15 seconds. And sell out.
No, 15 seconds. I would say 1 second.
7 seconds, yes.
1 second.
It's a $1 reservation fee to get these tickets, or you can go and stand in line. And I saw people standing in line when I was on my morning runs. I see people at like 7 a.m. waiting because at 8:45 a.m. they'll release a few same day tickets for free at the monument.
So we tried and we tried and we tried, and finally we scored.
Yes.
And got to go tickets. Definitely worth it. We thought
it is the best view.
Yes.
Wow.
We consoled ourselves that the U.S. Post Office was great and good enough, but no, it is worth going up the pencil.
And back when it was built, it was the tallest man-made structure on Earth, taller than the pyramids, taller than anything until the Eiffel Tower came along a few years later. But it is an engineering marvel. It is beautiful. It is symbolic, and it has a stunning view. So do the Washington Monument if you can.
Definitely worth it. And then there's all sorts of other monuments around town. You can do a monument to everything. We did some theater also here as well. Just across the street is the Arena Stages, and we caught a world premiere of the musical for Wrinkle in Time. Yes. It was pretty awesome. We caught the Savannah Bananas were in town playing the firefighters. If you're not familiar with Banana Balls, it is bonkers.
It is, yeah, and also a musical because like one of the Savannah Bananas sings, and another one plays baseball on stilts, and it's Harlem Globetrotters for baseball. If you haven't caught it, it's very competitive, it's very fun, and they sold out the stadium. It's like 40,000 cheering people just going nuts. It was a blast.
And we grabbed tickets.
Last minute tickets.
On StubHub. One of the coolest things that we did, because we're here over 4th of July, a blessing to be here and have a marina, because the fireworks were right there. We had the stunning view. But the night before. So if you've ever watched PBS's
For
show,
the past 45 years, PBS
Yeah.
has done a Capitol Fourth broadcast from the steps of the Capitol building in D.C.
and you can go and just walk in and
Free concert.
a free concert and sit down and do that. The night before, however, they do a dress rehearsal, which
'Cause
you can
it's
also walk in.
Because it's a live TV broadcast, they have to have it timed down to the microsecond of where the cameras are going to be, where the bands are going to be. There's no time for commercial breaks or anything. It's like this band is setting up over here while the next one's over here while the next one's over here. So they had a full-on technical dress rehearsal with all the bands the night before, and that's apparently a DC insider secret, is go see that and you don't have the crazy
Right.
crowds. It's everything is the final night except for the fireworks, which means we can then go watch the fireworks from our boat.
So we did that, and it was awesome. We did not realize, however, that the performers, we expected the National Orchestra would be there and the
And
military
symphony music
bands
and-
would be there playing. We thought the major performers would all be kind of maybe piped in or something. No, we had the Temptations and the Beach Boys right in front of us.
And a whole bunch of other modern and classical huge acts. They were each only doing like 2 or 3 songs, but oh wait, there they are, and there they are, and there they are, and it was really kind of fun
And free.
and free.
We did get out to Wolf Trap, which is another national park
The
thing.
only national park dedicated to the performing arts, and it is out towards Dulles again, out that direction.
So when we did the Ugbar Hazy, we combined that with meeting up with our friends, Jesse and Amanda, who came and joined us for 4th of July as well. We met up with them there, and we saw a live performance of the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yes, at Wolf Trap with outdoor lawn seats that got rained on, so we got to dance in the rain and dodge thunder and lightning. But it was a fabulous concert.
Yep. And then we also caught Pints and Profs at
Another
the,
fun
at
little
the Penn
random thing we
Social,
found.
which was a professor giving a lecture, and this one happened to be on neuroscience. And
While drinking beer, while we drink beer. I
yeah.
don't think the professor.
She
drinking
was.
beer. She was. Yeah. So yeah. It was and it was
drinking.
a full packed house of just nerds geeking out and drinking beer. That was a really fun. All these great things you find in big cities.
Yep.
They're everywhere in DC. We're just going on. It's like, what do you want to do today? Oh, that looks cool. Let's do that.
Yep. Okay. And then how did we get around town?
Bike.
Mostly by bicycle. The cycling here is phenomenal.
Yeah.
There are bike lanes all over the place.
Protected bike lanes that are separate from traffic, and you can get everywhere in DC by bike easily. And even though it's hot, it's we would use electric some just to take some of the sweat away. But
And we found which routes we like best that had the most
more shade. But yeah, it's a very, very bike-friendly town. So there are 2 metro stops that are within a half-mile walk of the marina, but by the time we'd walk to the metro, we could have biked wherever we're going anyway, and the metro is hot and sweaty as well. So we'd use the metro some for some longer trips, but mostly we biked, even if we're going to the far corners of town. And we did a bunch of actually longer bike adventures. Like we biked all the way back to Mount Vernon. That was a
great bike trail, not just a bike
Mount
lane.
Vernon, yeah, the Mount Vernon Scenic
That
National
was
Bike
about
Trail.
18 miles each way.
Yep.
We were going out on the C&O, so we did part of the C&O, but we accidentally made a wrong turn and ended up doing the
Capitol Crescent Trail all the way up to Bethesda, Maryland. Is a beautiful trail, old rails to trails, just kind of curving up through trees and parks, and then ends at Bethesda. And so yeah, we had a great ride up to Bethesda and back, and then the C&O Canal is the historic canal along the Potomac, so we did some of that. And yeah, there's just biking everywhere. We bike.
There are other major bike trails we could have done here, but that wasn't our focus
Yes.
necessarily. That was kind of our escape days from museums.
Yes, we do bike adventures and find cool things, and then usually stop for groceries on our way back and load up the panniers. But I think we logged about 250 miles on our bikes in our 40 days in DC.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And then, of course, just having the conveniences of a large town, grocery shopping. We are biking distance of 2 Trader Joe's.
Yes, as well as a Safeway and a Harris Teeter.
Right here.
The Safeway is actually easy walking distance to the marina. So if you're at the marina, you've got a great grocery store that's not too far away, as well as a farmer's market that happens in
Saturday
front
mornings.
of the Safeway every Saturday morning.
And then we would take some time off of the major brain sucking stuff and go and do just movies. Now there's 2 Alamo Draft Houses around, so we did 2 showings.
How to Train Your Dragon, which was amazing, and then Superman, which was a little bit of a letdown. Yeah, so,
Okay.
Yeah, but so being able to go do that, it's like all this big city stuff, just loving soaking it all up.
Oh, and then somewhere in all of this, we managed a social life.
Yes, we did. We were very socially abundant here after so much time in tiny little isolated places. People come visit you when you're in
Yeah,
DC.
so we had 3 different friends come and spend weekends with us here aboard the boat and go out exploring DC together. So amazing to have that experience. We made friends here on the marina that became,
Do some game nights and stuff.
go play mini golf and have dinner nights and things like that together. Go do some museuming together too. So that was amazing. And we had some blog followers or YouTube followers who invited us out as well. So we somehow managed, on top of all of that stuff, to keep an abundant social life. Is that why I'm so tired?
Yeah, we even took, I think, 3 days of rest, and also we did manage work along the way, and actually tackled one major boat project. Is I replaced our shore power inlets with smart plugs. So I did a major boat project here too. So wow, this has been a very busy 40 days. We're exhausted.
Yes,
but
we
it
are.
was so good.
And this video is probably now way long.
Probably long.
Whatever. So anyway, we are about to toss the lines, and then we're going to start heading back down the Potomac River, and then we'll be making a left and start exploring the upper Chesapeake for the rest of the cruising season. I don't think we're getting out of the Chesapeake this year, because we still have Annapolis and Baltimore and St. Michael's and Oxford and all these
Islands and all these other rivers
places
up there, and Havre de Grace, and there's a lot on the upper Chesapeake. So if you got ideas for the upper Chesapeake, let us know if we haven't already gotten to them yet. But oh my God! But DC again, highest possible endorsement for make this a cruise destination. Come to DC, stay at the wharf, splurge. Stay out here so you have easy access to all this stuff, and just soak it up, because this is your city. If you're an American, this is your city. There is so much here. And just enjoy it, sponge it up, and it's this history.
We didn't even get into the foodie
Oh,
scene
the foodie
here.
scene. There's
We
good
barely
food,
even
yes.
scratched the surface of it, because most of the time we were so tired from museuming that we just went with fast casual stuff. I think our favorite by far has been Surfside Taco Stand, which is right over there.
So we place the order online and then just walk out our boat, and it's waiting for us, and then we walk back and have amazing, actually, some of the most affordable food on the wharf as well, tacos, and I think we've been there 7, 8, 9. I don't know.
More than that.
We've done Surfside Taco a lot, because when you're hot and sweaty after a day out in museums and biking, you just want a quick, easy, fast, and super good taco. So, hey, Surfside Tacos.
Thank you. All right.
It's Taco Tuesday now, so before we cast our lines, we're going to get one more final.
And we're going to go down to the fish market right there and pick up some fresh fish for dinner today.
Yeah, the country's oldest continuously operating fish market is right here at the other end of the wharf too. And amazing fresh fish.
Okay, so like we said, nothing to do in DC.
See you out there.
We create these videos just for fun, and we love having you along for the ride. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, or if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.